Hey, what's up, guys? As most of you know by now, I'm not exactly the master of football manager tactics. That should be obvious for you, especially if you go back and you watch the old Ingolstadt save where I tried to do the tactics myself. Now, I do think I'm going to go back to doing tactics myself here in the near future, and I'm trying to spend a little bit of free time that I have trying to study up on the world of football manager tactics. Thank you again to View from the Touchline, which is the place to go. But what I wanted to do here is I wanted to take just a real quick look at exactly how the tactics work, I think, on this tactic that we're using right now. The thing that really attracted me to this, as I told you before, is the fact that there are only three guys at the back. All three of them are on the ball-playing defender defend rules. I don't know if anything has been personalized or not for them, but if you click over here, you can see that their mentality for all three is going to be on cautious. The duty is on defend, definitely. And they're told basically to tackle harder, and interestingly enough, to dribble a little bit more. And we have seen that as we've played. So I'll show you here again. You can see the same thing: dribble more, tackle harder. And here, dribble more, tackle harder is again on. One of the problems that we had in our last match, which if you haven't seen it, we lost, is the fact that we didn't have a very good group of players playing in the very back. That's why we gave up that goal. We already know about the segundo volante, which is something that we saw in our last save. We had two of those in the last save. This segundo volante is allegedly overpowered in Football Manager in FM23. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't done a lot of tactic testing. You might want to check it out for yourself. But that is something I'm definitely going to play around with a little bit as I move forward and as I read more of what Cleon says over on View from the Touchline. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. The other defensive midfielder, instead of being that segundo volante, is actually a defensive midfielder. That's this position that Silvas has now, in which the instruction is basically just tackle harder, and that's all. Everything else is pretty much the same, is supportive, and he has the same positive mentality that the rest of the squad does. The one thing I wanted to look at, and I haven't looked at this before making this, is if there's anything special going on with these wingers who are on support roles. And I'm not really seeing much. So there's not a lot of tackling they're being told to do. They're not really being told to go back down. The wingers are naturally being told to stay wider, which is something that you need with all of this mess going on in the middle. But there's nothing really that special about this instruction elsewhere. Interesting to look at and interesting to notice. One more that I'll show you here is Korn, the goalkeeper, who's on a support role instead of a defense role. And, I mean, there's really nothing special about this either. It's just a support role for the goalkeeper. So it feels to me like this is sort of, now I don't know that this is the case or not. I know that these Knap tactics come from a lot of experimentation, a lot of other like little things that happen, but it really feels to me like it's a whole bunch of like good roles sort of shoved together and like, let's make this happen. It's just interesting to me that we don't give up more goals, considering the fact that we really only have three players on a defense mentality, and we only have really four players, I would argue, outside the goalkeeper who are actually playing defense, because these guys are all supporting the attack, and we have these two on attack itself. Interesting stuff to look at. I would love to know sort of what your feelings and your comments are about this. I know it's a quick video, but I'd love to know kind of what you guys think about what goes into tactical creation and how this sort of thing can be emulated. I know a lot of people have told me before, oh, this isn't really that realistic. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. What I'm interested in, though, is what kind of interesting things can we do in Football Manager to be victorious, and what can we learn from these different tactical systems that we have. Talk to you later, and have a good day. Bye.